War, defeat, and a king running for his life. July 1195. On a dry, blood-soaked plain in central Iberia, Alfonso VIII of Castile fled the battlefield. Behind him, his army was collapsing. The Battle of Alarcos was not just another defeat, it was a disaster so complete that it threatened to undo centuries of Christian expansion. For generations, the Reconquista had pushed southward. But in a single day, everything changed. Welcome to Unseen Realities. To understand Alarcos, we must go back. By the late 12th century, Iberia was divided. To the north, Christian kingdoms, Castile, Leon, Navarre, Aragon. To the south, the Muslim territories of Al-Andalus. For centuries, these worlds had clashed, raids, sieges, temporary truces, but now a new power had emerged.
From the deserts of North Africa came a force unlike any before it, the Almohad Caliphate. Fanatically driven, highly organized, and determined to restore Islamic dominance in Iberia. Their armies were not just large, they were diverse. Disciplined infantry, cavalry from across the Islamic world, even mounted archers from distant regions. This was not a fragmented force, it was a war machine, and in 1195, it marched north.
Alfonso VIII of Castile knew the threat, but he made a fatal decision. Instead of waiting for allies, he chose to fight alone. Confident, perhaps overconfident, he gathered his forces and moved south toward the fortress of Alarcos. He believed he could strike first. He believed he could win. He was wrong.
The battle began under the scorching July sun. At first, the Castilian forces pressed forward. Knights charged, banners advanced. It seemed, for a moment, that victory was possible. But then the Almohads responded. Wave after wave of disciplined troops pushed back. Their formations held firm. Their coordination was devastating. Slowly, the Castilian advance stalled. Then, it broke.
Panic spread. Units collapsed. The battlefield turned into chaos. What had begun as an organized assault became a desperate fight for survival.
And at the center of it all, the king himself, Alfonso VIII of Castile, barely escaped. His army did not.
The aftermath was catastrophic. The Castilian army was shattered. Thousands were dead. Others fled or were captured. The road to the north lay open. For the Almohads, this was not just victory. It was dominance.
But the military defeat was only the beginning. Politically, the consequences were even worse. Christian unity collapsed. Instead of supporting Castile, neighboring kingdoms turned away. Some even aligned with the Almohads. Castile was now isolated, encircled, vulnerable.
After Alarcos, the Reconquista stopped. For nearly 20 years, there was no major advance, no grand campaigns, no decisive victories. Only tension, only waiting. The dream of reconquest had been shattered.
But defeat does not always mean the end. Sometimes it becomes fuel. The memory of Alarcos burned in the hearts of survivors, in the mind of a king. Years later, that humiliation would lead to something greater. A united Christian force, a decisive battle, and one of the most important turning points in Iberian history, Las Navas de Tolosa. The Battle of Alarcos was a disaster, a moment where everything nearly fell apart. But it was also the beginning of something else. A reminder that history is not just shaped by victories, but by defeats. If you want to see how this story ends, make sure you subscribe. This is Unseen Realities.